obviously happy to get the win. I thought we deserved the win in the game. I thought the performance was, in general, a good performance and deserving of 3 points. So I'm very pleased for the players. They put a lot of work into the week, as they do every week. And I think they deserve what they got tonight, so I'm happy for them.
Obviously, we saw you come out in a bit of a different shape to how you've been in previous weeks. What was the thinking behind that?
Just to give us a little bit of a different look and to have some different options, and to play some players that we felt might suit that system a little bit. And in preparing for Colorado, we didn't quite know what to expect from them. We've seen them play in a couple of different formations, so we decided this was a good game at home to change that structure a little bit. But I was pleased with how the players adapted to it, and it's something that will keep as an option for us moving forward.
Well, let's work by your players. I mean, 22 total shots, 8 of which were on target. Of course, John scoring the winner. Did you feel like the constant pressure that was going to break Colorado at any point? Do you feel that the goal is coming?
I did. Yeah. I felt we had enough momentum in the game to eventually find that breakthrough. And if I'm honest with you, I think we could have had 3 or 4 tonight. That I would say is the one piece in the game. If I'm being overly critical of the players, that we probably should have killed the game off a little bit earlier. And at 1-0, obviously it's a game that is still open to anybody. So we kept them in it a little bit, I think. But that's not to take anything away from the performance overall, and certainly not to take anything away from the effort and the work that the players put in. Like you rightly say, they created a lot of very good openings and a lot of good chances tonight. And on another day, I think we scored 3 or 4 in that game.
John's obviously been through a lot since Charleston, just to get back into 90 minutes and get the goal. His family's here. Can you just talk about that journey and how much he's impressed you in that time?
Oh, well, listen, I'm getting good at telling this story. It's one that obviously for him is, like you say, is sort of a continuation from the end of last season. Obviously, it was a big moment for the whole club, but for him with his involvement and his particular situation leading into that game, and then of course the off season. Coming back from a fairly serious illness, and then we're not really able to get him through a proper pre-season with the rest of the team. He's working very hard individually, and it's great to have him back in the team on the field on a match day. It's great to have him back on the field every day in training with the group as well. And his performance tonight I thought was excellent, and it was a fitting moment I thought for him to eventually get that breakthrough. And like you say, his family's here watching him tonight, which is I think a nice moment for him, and I'm sure a special day that they'll remember for a long time. But I'm very pleased for him tonight, and I'll certainly give him a big hug when I get back inside, and we'll recover him well, and we'll go again next week. And I'm sure as pleased as he rightly should be tonight, he'll be most happy that the team won, and then he'll be ready to go again next week.
Thank you.
Hey Coach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Tell me what happened in that first half. You go into halftime, you amp up your teammates, and in that second half, it looked like a completely different team. You guys were able to convert thanks to your captain. And what was different?
In the second half, I mean, I wouldn't have said too much was different from a structure in what we did. We spoke on a couple of things at halftime, looked at a couple of video clips that we felt were important messages in the game, and obviously at half time you have the benefit of having seen the game for 45 minutes and seen the opponent for 45 minutes, and those couple of adjustments are key at that moment. And there were a couple of small changes that I felt we could make in the game that I thought gave us a little bit more momentum going forwards in the second half, and we were able to I think keep them pinned back in a little bit more effectively at times. And the players took that information on board and executed that well, which is obviously what we hope they do. But yeah, those couple of adjustments at half time, you obviously, like I say, you have the benefit of having seen the game. The opponent obviously have the same opportunity to change things on their side, but eventually the game is played and is won on the field by the players. So any adjustments that we make as coaches are only as good as the action taken by the players, and they did it very, very well tonight.
Obviously, I like getting his first minutes back out there this season. What does it mean to see him finally back out there?
Again, another player that's an important player for us, and a player that's experienced with the organisation, obviously, in being here last year with us. And unfortunate for him to have that disrupted pre-season, and then again, he's had his couple of months out on the sidelines and worked hard to get back to fitness. So it's another good option for us, and a high-level player that is available for us now for selection. And nice to get him back on the field. I think for any player that comes back from injury, those first minutes back on the field, just to feel the match day environment again is a big thing in itself, and we're pleased that he was able to get that tonight.
Going back to the question with the first half and second half, and then after you making the substitutions, do you think that was actually the key to throw the other team off?
Well, the substitutions are always important. I mean, we say all the time, and we can see this from the game last week as well in Tulsa. You have 11 players that start the game, and then you have players that are going to be critical in finishing the game. And so, whether you're starting or whether you are finishing the game, you have an incredibly important role to play, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows the value of them as players, regardless of whether they start a game or finish a game, or even don't participate in any specific match day. The energy that they give to the rest of the team, and the encouragement and the support, and I say the word life, and I say the word energy, and I say the word intensity a lot, and this comes from people. So regardless of what somebody's role is on any given match day, they're all incredibly important, and the subs that came on tonight, I felt added good energy to the game and added a good spark to the game. Same as I could say for the players that came onto the field last week in Tulsa did the same thing. So, this is a very positive thing. I think to have a squad of 24 people, 24 players who are all of a high level, and any 11 of them can start a game at a high level, and any 18 can be involved with the match day and all play their part in a high level way. It's an incredibly important thing, and you see tonight them working for each other, and regardless of what their role is, they approach that with a very, very strong collective attitude, and they push each other and they help each other, and they attempt to go and win games together, and that's a great thing to see, that spirit in the group.
Coach, not too relevant, but I do want to touch upon those yellow cards early in the game. Is it more of just a Phoenix Rising play style, aggressive play style, or just uncharacteristic out of the players getting those early bookings?
It's a hard question for me really to answer that one. I don't know if there is one answer to that. I think yes, the players are trying to be aggressive in how they play. Occasionally there's choices in when you use that aggression, so it's a hard question really for me to answer that, without being inside the heads of those players. But I can speak from the team point of view. We want the players to be an aggressive minded team, and so sometimes from the physical side of things, occasionally obviously that becomes maybe overly competitive or overly anxious, I suppose, at times to go and compete and win a ball, but it's not something I want to take away from them, that's for sure. So we'll try to be intelligent with that, but without losing any of that aggression.